Oh, this pisses me off. I gotta work with this trash. Look how they shipped it. These damn salvage yards are... Screw them, man. So, we got a 4E transmission. That's a 4EAT that belongs to a 2003 Subaru Outback with a 6-cylinder engine in it. The front differential grenaded. So we were just going to put a salvage transmission in it. And we had a hard time finding a salvage. We located one finally. Shows up on our doorstep. And, well, the pallet that they strapped it down to might as well just be a stack of firewood. And in fact, I think using firewood for a pallet would have been better in this case. Names aside, this is embarrassing. This transmission's obviously just been sitting somewhere for a while. And I gotta take a transmission with a busted front half and put it to a transmission with a busted back half. Because obviously the shipper who decided to send this transmission let it fall on the tail housing. So it's got tail housing damage. Sucks. And the transmission that's not in the car doesn't have tail housing damage. So basically, everything here is going to go on the existing transmission, and everything here is going to just be extra parts, I guess. So this is going to be a fun series. But I'm getting yelled at right now by the general manager because he's like, that trash has been sitting there for a month. You need to do something with it. Savages, I tell you what, savages. I mean, I get it, salvage yards don't really have the best people working at them or people who give a damn, but you know, if I paid you $200 to pull this out and send it to me, the least you could do is earn your $20 an hour. And the worst part is, the salvage yard is just straight up ghosting us. Like, they're not picking up the phone, they've blocked our phone number. And I know they blocked our phone number because when I called them from a different phone number, they picked up. And then they just stopped picking up from our area code because they're starting to screen this area code. So I went and I got a Google number that is in their area, California, and they picked up again, and I got them. And then they hung up. I was being nice too. I just said, "Hi, how you doing? I want to talk to you." Nothing wrong with that. I didn't yell at them. I didn't even get into the part about, like, you sent me damaged goods, and the least you can do is discount my purchase. If I paid $1,000 for this plus $200 to have it removed out of the vehicle, which is $1,200 total plus freight, now we're up to $1,500. The least you can do is talk to me, because it showed up upside down. It showed up with tail housing damage. I don't run a salvage yard, and I do deal with salvage goods, and every person who has sent me salvage except this place sent me a photo. They sent me a photo of it being packaged and delivered, which is smart. It's good for liability. And I had asked this place too when they sent it out. I said, "Do you have a picture of it being palletized?" Didn't answer, which should have been the first bad sign. Because when it showed up, I sent them photos, and the other people that I've gotten salvage parts from, they had asked for photos. They want to know how their transporters are doing. So if you're going to deal with salvage, before it even hits the pallet, ask for a photo of what they're sending. Ask them for a photo of the side, front, the other side, and the back. Ask them for a photo of it being palletized. Because if the guy had said, like, "Hey, I palletized it right, it was on a big pallet, I strapped it down correctly, and I saran wrapped it for you to weather protect it," And I said, yeah, man, you did a great job, man. Thank you. Thank you for sending me that information. And then if it shows up like this, then I have somebody to talk to. I can talk to the person who did the shipping and the receiving. But none of that was done. None of that was done. Am I complaining? Yeah. But, you know the saying, you know, if a man's walking in the woods talking to himself, is he still wrong? Come on! Come on, dog! I don't know. This is my project now. Nice little car. Got it stupid cheap. Guy just sold me what it was worth. Got the title in hand and everything. Paid him cash. Car's got 60,000 miles on it. What a shame. Pretty much I believe that the transmission just had a problem due to him not starting the car too much. He drives his car maybe 1,000 miles a year minimum. And I just said, yeah, it probably just came from a lack of lubrication. That's normal. These late model vehicles, and even 2003 is late. You know, you just can't let them sit and rot. You got to fire them up like every other day, get all the fluids lubricated around. But he said there was times where he wouldn't even start it for like 2 years. So we're gonna find all kinds of goodies when I get this thing taken out. Yeehaw. So I gotta I'm gonna have to make a bench here. I gotta come up with a clean room. I don't normally do transmissions like this in my shop because transmissions do require a very sterilized environment. So I'm gonna have to build a workbench here so I can take this apart. I can keep a cover on it and keep it protected from the outside weather. Transmissions, realistically, they need to be torn down and serviced in a temperature controlled environment, aka a clean room. Alright, if you want to know what I'm talking about, go to my YouTube, go to a YouTube channel called Precision Transmission. That is an example of a really good transmission shop environment. It's a separate room away from everything else. It's air conditioned, it's heated. He doesn't have humidity problems, there's no moisture problems in there. He's got designated workbench where you can tear the thing down, you can set it all up and do it correctly. I don't have any of that, okay? This is mainly engine teardown. And if we do service any transmissions, we do very limited transmission work here, like for instance, valve bodies, torque converters, tail housings, center differentials. Automatic transmission overhauls? No, we stopped doing that about 15 years ago. All this gets contracted out to a local transmission service center for the very reason that, one, they maintain expert people there to work on the transmission. Two, that's all they do is transmissions. So I can take a transmission out like this and I could send it to them and they'd probably charge me about $3,000. Well, I don't have $3,000 because I just spent $3,000 on a car. Yay. I guess these were the breather tubes here. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna build it. We're gonna try and fix this transmission. I don't know the state of this one. It's gonna have to be torn down, rebuilt, and we're gonna be using parts from the other busted transmission. And I just looked in the service parts catalog for a 2003 Outback with an H6 in it and a VDC. There ain't a lot of parts. I'll be lucky if I find clutch packs for this, so I'm going to have to rely on some contacts to help me find parts. So if you know people who have access to OEM specific parts for transmissions, and I can talk with them, please let me know. Because as it stands right now, the Subaru warehouses and Subaru of America, there's absolutely nothing available for this transmission minus a wiring harness and maybe I think they had one clutch pack and that was it. Not a lot of, there's no spare parts. I don't have a front case, I don't have a center case, and I don't have a tail housing. I don't have a main shaft. Nothing. There's not a lot to work with. I'm gonna have to service everything myself, and I'm gonna have to find stuff locally. Fun.